Hello and welcome back to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals with me, Phil. Now in today's video we're going to be taking a look at another beetle species. This is one I keep at work. It's a very commonly kept species, but I think a really underrated species at the same time. It is the common sun beetle. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so here we have the common sun beetle, or Pachnoda marginata peregrina. Now, like with everything, the scientific name is the most important, as there are many species of beetle commonly referred to as sun beetles, which are pretty much all in the genus Pachnoda, but you do get some other genre that are referred to as sun beetles as well. But by and large, if it's a Pachnoda, we'll call it a sun beetle. So I call these guys the common or the saddled. I call them the saddled at work. So, and at work we have two different species of sun beetle, these guys, and also Pachnoda sinuata. So, but as I said, these guys are arguably the most commonly kept species, and in some ways one of the most underrated ones, as everyone just kind of goes, well, they're common, so why bother with them? But hopefully you can see here they are absolutely stunning as beetles, especially when displayed in certain ways. So the adult beetle, you can see here, is bright yellow. It can be varied to deep yellow and quite a pale yellow, as you can see here with these couple here. Along with then sort of brown, so almost a sort of like a dark red on them sometimes, and can be even black in places as well. So they can be quite varied sometimes. Now the common sun beetle comes from Central Africa. So they can be found in the Congo, Guinea, Senegal, Angola, Cameroon, Kenya, Sudan, where they'll mainly inhabit the forested areas. And that's what we want to try and replicate in captivity. That's where I find these guys do best. And to do that, they need kind of a forest floor type mix of substrate. And this is especially important for the larvae. So the adults themselves can pretty much live on any kind of substrate that will hold some kind of moisture. So they got some nice humidity, but where the substrate is really important, like I say, is for the larvae, as that's what the larvae eat. So the substrate mix wants to be leaf mulch, or basically rotten leaf litter. Now you can do this by going out to a deciduous forest and collecting it yourself. So you find a nice layer of leaf litter, dig down just a little bit, and then when you get to the nice rotted stuff, that's what you want. And we often say oak and beech are the best for this, but for these guys I find almost any deciduous leaf works quite well. And so I've been certainly adding others, different ones will give different nutrition levels. So, and then in amongst that you also do want some nice rotted wood as well. And again, it needs to be deciduous. So as carnivorous is no good for these guys whatsoever. So deciduous means leaves that fall in the autumn. So nothing like conifer or pine, none of that. So oak, beech, I've used willow before, hazel, so I've used all of that sort of thing. And what I tend to do at the park every autumn when the leaves fall, go around and rake them up, or get volunteers to rake them up and stick them in bags, and in a year's time they're pretty much ready. And so make sure there's some moisture in the bags for them just to break down those leaves. And so and any kind of rotten wood as well. Again, as long as it's deciduous, I'll break it up for these guys too. But the adults, they feed on primarily fruits, but also they will feed on vegetables as well. So in this enclosure, do give them banana. Banana's arguably one of the favourites of fruit beetles. But as you see, they do like orange as well occasionally. And then because these are in a mixed enclosure at the park, so they're in with giant African land snails and olive millipedes, put in parsnip, sweet potato, carrots, even regular potatoes. There's apples going there, and they will feed on all of those as well. We can hang bunches of grapes if we get lots of grapes in, so that can be quite interesting to see all of them going around after the grapes. So and I do think if you can give variety, that is better for them as well. So don't just stick to one food type, instead of giving them as much variety as possible. They'll also eat beetle jellies. So those little jelly pots that you see for sale. So that is what they are pretty much designed for, is for feeding beetles. So, and they are really good if perhaps you can't get hold of some fruit for a bit. I always have some in stock, just in case I'm running a bit short and stuff. They're also really handy if you get a fruit fly problem. So fruit flies are annoying. And if you got them in your house, perhaps you don't want loads of fruit flies around, well the jellies are handy for that because they don't tend to attract the fruit flies. As they do like to climb a bit, so do put some, some branches in, some twigs and stuff for them to climb along and stuff, and they will utilise it. So these guys I find they'll climb all up the coir background within the zoo enclosure, and all over the branches are stuck in there. They'll also stick fruit on the branches, and they certainly tend to favour any food I stick on the branches over food on the ground. So, but they will come down to the ground to feed as well. And then of course the females will bury themselves into the substrate to lay her eggs. Again, you want that substrate to be really nice mix of leaf litter that's nicely rotted down. So you can chuck some fresh leaf litter on top, and that will rot down naturally as well. So rotten wood in there. You can bulk up with organic compost and topsoil and stuff. And if you're interested in these guys, the cheapest way is that these guys are actually sold as reptile live feed in a lot of reptile shops. That's what these guys turn into. Okay, so that was the common sun beetle. What do you guys think? Like I said at the beginning, I think these are a really underrated species. For me personally, I absolutely love these guys. I keep them at work. They're very active display animal as part of a mixed species enclosure. So, and at the moment, we probably have a good 100 or so that are emerged out and about, which is absolutely fantastic because it means that tank is nice and busy and there's always something to see. And they always seem to be having little meetings with each other all the time. Whenever go in, so they're conspiring stuff, and who knows, maybe we can have a beetle takeover. But guys, what do you guys think? If you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Pop some comments down below. Do you keep beetles? Are you looking into getting into beetle keeping? If you don't yet and are looking into getting into beetle keeping, I definitely recommend the common sun beetle, the Pachnoda, marginata, peregrina, as a first or beginner beetle species. They are fantastic. And if you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you know every time I upload another video. But until next time guys, take care, stay safe, and keep rocking.